If you can remember the days when games were played on tables, not tablets, then you might recall Games Workshop's Warhammer Quest. If you can't, don't worry, as Rodeo Games has just brought the dice and cardboard RPG into the digital realm, attempting to encapsulate the treasure-seeking, goblin-mashing thrills of the board game into an iPhone and iPad app. The good news for all of us is that they've made a pretty good job of it. The first thing you'll need to do is familiarize yourself with the characters. You'll start off with a pair of steel-wielding warriors, who are accompanied by an archer and a wizard. As the backbone of this title is strategic combat, it's important to identify the strengths of each party member and use them accordingly. For example, when moving around dungeon maps, it's wise to keep your archer at the rear. This allows him to ping arrows over the heads of squad mates and into the green hides of your enemies. Tapping on a character reveals their potential destinations. To move, simply tap the relevant tile and your character will head to that location. Combat plays out in a similar fashion, with coloured tiles highlighting any goblins, spiders, or other nasties within range. Battles are measured and steady, moving at a relatively slow pace. Newcomers might find the casual speed off-putting, but if you're familiar with Warhammer Quest, this style of battling will bring back warm and fuzzy feelings. After running the tutorial and tackling a couple of dungeons, you'll soon be managing movement, items, and spells with relative ease. To access the inventory, you have to hold your device in portrait mode. This does take a little getting used to, but we found it a novel way to declutter the heads-up display. As with the original game, Lady Luck is a key player in the evolving drama. Not all your blows will land, and not all your healing spells will deliver the same results. Though this might infuriate some, we found the mechanics accurately reflected the ebb and flow of the source material. The acquisition of gold is your eternal objective. This loot can then be spent on leveling up your character, which requires paying for a training session, weapons, and other perks. As you can see, Warhammer Quest is a gorgeous title. Everything from the beautifully lit dungeons and enemies to the map screens and animated transitions show signs of care and attention. The sound design is impressive too, providing a suitably thundering score and evocative sound effects to underpin the on-screen action. You get plenty of bang for your buck too, with the campaign providing hours of dungeon crawling excitement. Unfortunately, there's no multiplayer mode, something which was a core component of the original Warhammer Quest experience. That said, we'd still strongly recommend lovers of light strategy and fantasy adventure give Warhammer Quest a go. Its turn-based thrills may not tickle everyone, but we reckon there's enough remixed old-school entertainment here to keep your sword swinging and arrows flying for the foreseeable future. This has been James with AppSpy.com. We review, you decide.